Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, cover your lace fronts, and do whatever you want. But don't blink because what happened on Instagram Live has officially destroyed the internet. Claressa Shields, the two-time Olympic gold medalist and undisputed boxing queen, grabbed Remy Ma by the edges, failing to properly glue her down. Wasn't a shady post, nor was it a sub, but rather a verbal uppercut that was streamed live in front of 80,000 stunned viewers. The reason I won't share it is because when Claressa said that, she wasn't whispering. She was practically growling. And who was she talking about? Oh, you already know that Papoose is the man at the center of this unholy love triangle that just went nuclear. So, how did we get here? How did Remy Ma go from being nominated for a Grammy to being pulled by her wig in real time by a woman who could legally knock out Mike Tyson? Hold on tight, because the tea is scalding, the receipts are lethal, and by the end of this video, you might have to choose a side. Let's break down completely. Now, listen, you thought that the drama between Remy Ma, Papoose, and Claressa had already finished. I'm living with no views. But you were completely mistaken because just when everyone thought the storm was over, Claressa Shields logged on, and not just with a cute selfie or some motivational Monday nonsense. No, she came in swinging, literally and verbally. Let's go back in time to this emotional train wreck for a second time, Papoose. Yes, Mr. Loyalty over Royalty has been alternating between two women like a man caught between Netflix and his ex's Hulu, Logan. On one side, we have Remy Ma, the rap veteran, the ride or die, the woman who held it down behind bars and still walked out in heels and a beat face. On the other side is Claressa Shields, the boxing phenom, the queen of knocks out the woman who actually punches people for a living and wins belts while doing it. Now, let's not act like Claressa appeared out of nowhere. This isn't some new chick energy, and it's not a side dish at Thanksgiving. Claressa made it clear from the beginning that she's not here to share, settle, or play second fiddle to a woman who has been crying in private and lying in public because, as you can see, it all began with rumors that Papoose and Claressa had been working out together as friends, hitting the gym because Remy wasn't comfortable with the amount of time he was spending in Flint, Michigan. Fast forward a few months, and we've got backstage photos, full-blown leaked gym footage, and the most damning clue of all, the matching wrist tattoos? Yes, you read correctly, not a couple of rings or bracelets. Remy tried to act cute by going silent on social media, posting cryptic stories about Bible verses, and even unfollowing Papoose for a brief removing photos. Then the confession came. A picture of Claressa sitting in an opulent robe, without makeup, her hair in a bonnet, and looking like she could beat your cousin with a single blow. The camera says the now famous line, "I'm not here to fight over no man, but I won't share him." Internet broken, wig snatched, Remy silent, and then there was complete chaos. The comment section was like the red carpet at the BET Awards, with fans typing, "Ray, come get her," in all caps, tagging Papoose, like he was a lost puppy, and Ray's ardent fanbase ready to throw hands and heels. However, this is where things take a turn, as most people missed it or were too shaken to analyze it. The cameras are rolling, excuse me, but what does that mean? Is Claressa claiming that Remy already knew about her and Papoose? Was there a covert arrangement gone wrong? Or is Remy playing the victim in public while holding private tea that could boil a whole stadium? The streets demanded answers, and that's when the real leaks began coming in from anonymous sources. It was said that members of Remy's former team began destroying every gossip blog with screenshots, voice notes, and blurred-out selfies that were too convincing to ignore. One particularly blurry image showed Claressa and Papoose sitting side by side in what appeared to be a dimly lit lounge with Papoose's hand. If you thought Claressa was going to let that passive-aggressive Bible verse slip, she responded with the words "God don't like ugly girls" in a cryptic story that Remy posted just 2 hours after Claressa's viral Instagram Live. Honey, you don't know Claressa. Just half an hour later, Claressa clapped back in the cutest Olympic fashion, posting a throwback photo of herself holding her championship belts with the caption, "Pretty girls win and fight." Oh, it was on. Forget about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. This was the fight that everyone wanted to see. However, let's be clear, this is about ego, reputation, and a man who vowed loyalty but was caught sleeping in 2 castles. The worst part was still to come because shortly after that belt post, Claressa leaked a screenshot of a text message from Remy Ma from 3 months ago that said, "I don't care who you train with, just don't embarrass me." And suddenly, it was Remy Ma, which explains why everyone was crying in podcasts and appearing heartbroken. When your brand is based on black love and genuine loyalty, and you're out there playing PR games while dodging truth bombs, fans noticed that the masks were off, the gloves were on, and Instagram Live was just the opening round. So let's talk about that text message. "I don't care who you train with, just don't embarrass me." That one line shattered Remy Ma's entire victim arc like a cheap glass wig on a windy day. Because in that moment, screenshots, timestamps, receipts, and everything else, bodies slammed it with a vengeance and the streets went wild. TikTok was analyzing every second of Claressa's Instagram Live like it was the Zapruder movie, and YouTubers were posting reaction videos to reaction videos. One influencer said, "It's best to be out here crying loyalty while privately negotiating terms with her replacement, ma'am." Isn't chess. It's celebrity Mortal Kombat, and Claressa just hit the fatality. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, the leaked voicemail appeared. This time, it was audio, and it was purportedly from someone in Claressa's circle, a trainer who is now a blogger. Ray's voice is unsteady, emotional, and chilly as she says, "You want her fine, but don't think for a second she can take my spot. You might box with her, but you built with me. Remember that?" In a voicemail that Coach Anonymous revealed to Papoose that was written just weeks before Claressa's confession. Oop, so Remy knew that she was holding on to the brand of her relationship even as it broke down behind closed doors. The whole 2008 to now loyalty timeline was unraveling thread by thread, and Claressa had brought the scissors. Then, the fans fiercely took sides. Just team. Within 30 minutes of Claressa's debut, people began sharing side-by-side comparisons. One image showed Remy leaving prison, while another showed Claressa lifting championship belts with the words, "I'm not sharing," bolded in red. One TikTok post went viral, garnering 3 million views, and featured a skit of Claressa removing wigs. From mannequins with the caption, "When your hands are rated E for everybody, nail polish boxing gloves." Meanwhile, Remy's PR team is silent, has made no corrections, and has just used passive-aggressive gospel quotations on the story. Don't worry, though, her former publicist will be calling. In a heated interview with a messy gossip podcast, Shale wasn't quiet at all. She revealed that Remy Ma knew exactly what Papoose was doing, and that she didn't care until Claressa revealed that she was more concerned about the brand than the betrayal. In other words, she essentially confirmed what everyone already suspected, that Remy Ma's heartbreak wasn't about lost love, but rather about image control. This is where things get dark and delicious. It seems that Shale claims that Papoose and Claressa signed a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, early on in their training sessions, claimed that there would be no public displays of intimacy, interviews, or photos shared without consent. But Claressa said, "Bet," after Remy began to lose his mind and unfollow people all over the place, and tore up the NDA like it was a grocery list, which explains the screenshots, the leaked direct message, and even why Claressa is acting so bold now after all this time. Speaking of bold, let's talk about that hotel footage. Someone, bless their soul, leaked a blurry video of Claressa and Papoose entering a luxury suite at the SLS Beverly Hills 3 weeks prior to Ray's wedding. The podcast breakdown showed Claressa's arm looping around Papoose's waist, and Papoose laughing as if he had just won the lottery and escaped parole. At the same time, Remy Ma's fans went into a DEFCON 1 meltdown, and Reddit was inundated with conspiracy theories following the Grammys. Some thought the footage was edited, while others said it was an old clip that had resurfaced. However, the Yamiset hotel staff account confirmed it on Instagram, which we don't comment on guest behavior, but the couple was lovely. At this point, the damage was done, and the scandal wasn't just a rumor any longer. It was a full-blown, chronologically organized crime scene with exhibits. The internet was consuming the testimonies and digital fingerprints, but you know what really sealed the deal? The moment that ended Remy Ma's slim chance of changing the story was the Wiggate Incident, which happened live on camera without any edits or cutaways at a recent charity gala in New York City. Claressa and Remy were both unintentionally invited to the same red carpet event. The organizers reportedly didn't know they were at odds because, after all, they're both public figures who should be professional, mature adults, right? Several witnesses claim to have heard the phrase "temporary chick with permanent illusions, baby." Illusions, baby. Claressa didn't swing, shout, or throw a drink. Instead, she did something worse. She approached, leaned in, and smiled for the cameras. As her smile grew, she grabbed Remy's wig from the back as if she were swiping a credit card. There were gasps, flashes, and then she said the line that is now part of gossip history. "If you want loyalty, glue it down next time. Dead." The slow motion replay of the sound of the wig coming off, Remy's gasp, the staff trying not to. The internet couldn't believe it was not a wig snatch, but rather a cultural reset that knocked her career and her closure loose in one pull from leaning back to falling forward tragically. Now that the legal talks have started, Remy's team allegedly reached out to Claressa's camp demanding an apology and damages for public humiliation. But knowing Claressa, an apology is not what she's serving. This was reality demolition, not reality TV. And while Remy ran to the car with a purse over her head, Claressa went inside, gave her speech, donated $10,000 to the Youth Boxing Foundation, and posed with fans as if she hadn't just committed follicle homicide. When wigs go flying in public and voicemails start leaking like a broken faucet, it doesn't end with shade and subtitles. Instead, it ends with courtroom chaos and careers on life support. Let's start with the legal mess. Following the Wiggate Incident, which has received over 37 million views on TikTok, X, and Instagram, Remy Ma's legal team reportedly jumped into action like security at a Love and Hip Hop reunion. They reportedly filed a private defamation and assault complaint against Claressa Shields, citing intentional emotional distress and unlawful public humiliation. "We have officially entered Wig Law 101, but Claressa laughed aloud in a now-deleted Instagram story where she posted a meme of Ray's wig flying across the Met Gala carpet with the caption, 'Defamation, sis. I did you a favor.' That place was on life support." The leaked legal letter, which came from a very messy courthouse, also claimed that the forceful removal of a hairpiece in a public setting, especially under national media exposure, constitutes a physical act of aggression intended to degrade and shame baby. And then boom, another plot twist. Claressa's attorney came forward and issued a counter-statement that had the blogs foaming at the mouth. She claimed they had surveillance footage showing Remy initiating the confrontation, mouthing profanities, and allegedly threatening Claressa first. Her quote, "My client acted in self-defense, emotionally and aesthetically. As soon as this tale went awry, the AA circus arrived with popcorn, and the public took Fat Joe, who has been close to Remy since the days of the Terror Squad, to play. This degree of petty behavior is legendary. Now, let's talk about celebrity. Acts. This isn't it, man. These are two strong queens, and I love them both. But this isn't about papoose anymore. This is about ego," he said on Instagram Live as a peacekeeper. However, Kumbaya Cardi B, who used to open for Remy and subtly disparaged her on Twitter years ago, posted a mysterious caption that read, "Watch out for the ones who cry the loudest." Her eyes would typically go down before 50 Cent arrived, because of course he did. He reposted a slowed-down video of the wig snatch, added dramatic violin music, and declared that Claressa had more knockouts outside the ring than most. The man at the center of this love triangle, Boxer, finally broke his silence with a single Instagram post that had no caption or explanation, just a black and white photo of him sitting alone in a studio booth with a notepad. Fans zoomed in and saw one line written in bold letters at the bottom of the page saying, "I never wanted this. That's it. That's it. No names, no sides, just vibes and sadness." Comments poured in, asking why you didn't keep it zipped, sir? Sat there while they went to war over you because you were the prize or the problem. Remy went to jail for you, Claressa was charged for you, and what are you doing writing habeas corpus? Let's not pretend that this didn't lead to a full-on meme apocalypse, where people are altering pictures of Claressa wearing a Mortal Kombat finisher bar. One TikTok image that went viral shows Remy's wig floating through various cities while a gospel remix plays in the background. Even Netflix got suspicious and tweeted, "We're ready to greenlight Wig Wars, the untold story." However, as the internet laughs, the repercussions are mounting. Here is what we know about Remy's alleged Claressa's public relations team is making. A lot of money off of her 3 upcoming appearances, which include a high-profile panel on women in hip-hop. She recently secured a sponsorship with a hair care brand with the tagline, "Secure your crown or someone else will." There are rumors that a BET docu-series is already in the works, and insiders say it will be called Remy vs. Claressa. The knockout nobody survived. Meanwhile, fans are split on whether Remy played herself by trying to balance loyalty and legacy while hiding behind direct messages and podcasters. Unquestionably, the timing of this all came to a head just as Remy was organizing her comeback tour, a rebranding attempt to move past Papu's drama, reclaim her throne, and remind people that she was more than a scandal. Now that she's not being asked about new music, she's being asked about bald spots and bonnets, which isn't just a publicity stunt, it's a legacy left on read. Worst of all, this is only the surface, as there is a rumor in her camp that she has one more clip to release. It is purportedly shot backstage at a recent boxing event, and it shows Papoose and a we don't know who the woman is. But rumors have it that the hoodie was from Remy Ma's last merchandise drop. The question now is, will Remy Ma take this to court? Or return to the studio for a diss track? Will Claressa release the alleged kiss footage and end Ray's legacy in a single upload in Papoose? Will he finally step up or continue to play the role of silent poet while two queens battle for his allegiance? Isn't just gossip anymore. History is being played out in wigs, direct messages, and knockouts. However, one thing is for certain, Claressa isn't backing down, and Remy may have underestimated her biggest opponent, but we're interested in hearing your thoughts. Is Claressa acting inappropriately, or is she just protecting her position? Was Remy playing innocent while holding the truth hostage? Most importantly, who do you think deserves Papoose? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. The best ones might be featured in our next expose on AI. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this video.